Changing gears a little bit. We saw this question earlier today that PFF asked, and we asked this last year too, and we got a lot of different answers. They said, if you had $1 million, who would you rather try and tackle?
$1 million
Derrick Henry
on the line.
$1 million on the line. Derrick Henry or Lamar Jackson?
I said Derrick Henry because he's gonna run me over. I might not walk off the field.
He might stiff arm you though, like he did.
Maybe he
4 DBs this year.
I was gonna say just pick a name. He does it to everybody. Maybe he trips over me when I fall down.
$1 million. Now, before I answer the question, is this like Oklahoma drill where it's like I'm on the 5-yard line, I got to keep him from getting in the end zone? Is it a condensed area?
They didn't specify, but let's go one-on-one like Oklahoma drill.
Oklahoma. Oh, if it's Oklahoma drill, I'm give me Lamar Jackson because it's a condensed space.
It is a smaller space,
and I'm not worried about it running me over. But even just for the open-ended question that Pro Football Focus asked, I would choose Lamar Jackson simply because I know he can't run me over because he's not bigger than me, and Lamar Jackson can't outrun me. Now, is it going to be a big play? Is he going to get maybe 15, 20, 30 yards? Yeah. But I'm going to eventually be able to tackle him. Like, he's not going to score the touchdown. So if you're asking me, I would choose Lamar Jackson because I know he can't run me over and he can't outrun me, even though, man, he's a phenomenal player, man. MVP of the league.
They didn't specify rules, so, maybe I grab a little face mask, horse collar, if I get a hand, maybe, taking the shoe off, something. They didn't specify rules, so I might get a penalty along the way, but I'll make sure I get them down somehow.
But I can tell you, I remember this maybe about 5 years ago. I was actually in Miami, Florida, and Derrick Henry, this is right when he was coming out of Alabama, and he got on the elevator, same elevator I was on, and I was already done playing at the time. So, as a man, we always kind of, size up somebody if they're standing next to us. And I remember standing next to him, I'm just like, Lord, I'm like, he's like a defensive end. And this guy's going to be playing running back in the NFL. So I knew then, I was like, yeah, he's going to be a monster to bring down. And we clearly see that he's just that.
Well, it's like that famous photo of him and Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
And I've talked to Mark, and I asked him about it. I said, Mark, they kept showing that picture. And Mark says that it was like a little downhill. He was standing further away, so he looked smaller. And I'm like, Mark, the dude's just a monster.
He is.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, he is. He's 6'4", like 250. And the thing that I love about Derrick Henry is, and you saw this against the Texans just a couple of days ago. You saw this against the Ravens back earlier in the season. And you saw this against the Texans the first time they played him, is that for a lot of running backs, you see I'm trying to think here. I love it out of Christian McCaffrey. You see it out of even Dalvin Cook a little bit. But I'm not going to say that Derrick Henry's really fast, but you don't see him get caught much. You don't.
No.
And I don't know if it's because he's got a long stride or he's really fast. I don't know. But I love how him being as big as he is, he can get through that second wave and you don't see him being caught. And I think that right there just takes his game to a completely different level because he can run you over, stiff arm you to the ground. Oh, yeah, and if he gets a step on you, it seems like people are struggling to catch him. That's why I think, man, he's a total package. And, with a lot of big bruising running backs, like let's say the Jerome Bettis type or like a Reuben Drones, they're not somebody who's elusive once they finally break. But him, he is. So, man, that makes him he's not even great. He's what you call special.
Mm-hmm.